Avantika, and this is my assessment 2 for curriculum design presentation for ECEC 200. For this assessment, I designed a weekly curriculum plan for children of the age 3 to 5, focusing on the holistic learning, play-based experiences, and obviously intentional teaching, strong alignment with the EYLF and the national quality standards. So, in this slide, obviously for the acknowledgement of the country, I would like to begin to acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we learn and play. I pay my respect to the elders past, present, and emerging, and I recognize the children run deeply through the connection of country, community, and culture. This understanding also guides my curriculum design, especially outdoor learning, nature play, and community belonging. So if we move on to the first slide, so we are doing the understanding of the 3 to 5 year age group. So the children aged 3 to 5 make huge development progress. Their language expands, social skills become stronger, and they show increasing imagination, independence, and curiosity. This age group thrives when learning is hands-on, socially interactive, connected to their interest, and supported through intentional teaching. Understanding these characteristics helps the design experience meet their development needs, reflect the EYLF ideas of belonging, becoming, and being. As we move on to the second one, we would see the weekly program overview. So my weekly program design is designed to support all domains of development: cognitive, social, emotional, language, creative, and physical. I included a balance of experiences across the week, such as sensory play, literacy-rich experiences, numeracy provocations, music, outdoor STEM exploration, and social emotional learning experiences. Each activity intentionally links to the EYLF, which is the children have strong sense of identity, then their well-being, then confident learners, and effective in communication. The aim is to create a curriculum that developmentally appropriate, engaging, and is responsive of their interest. So if we move on to the theory, so I used the Vetkovsky sociocultural theory. So one of the theories that guided me in this curriculum is a sociocultural theory. So he highlights the importance of social interaction in language and learning, as well as the zone of proximal development. So the theory influenced activities like sensory exploration, art groups, story time, and STEM provocations, because these experiences allow educators to scaffold new learnings. So if we do an example, during sensory play or storytelling, I can model new vocabulary, ask open-ended questions, extend children's thinking. So by planning experiences that encourage collaboration and conversation, I'm applying Vetkovsky's view that children learn best with support from adults and peers. If we move on to the next theory, it's the Parton social play stages. So which is another theory that shaped the curriculum is the Parton social play stages. So in between the ages of 3 to 5, children move from parallel play towards associative and cooperative play. This is why I planned experience such as dramatic play, building blocks, art projects, music, movement sessions. These activities encourage teamwork, taking a turn of empathy and negotiation, of all of which are essential for social and emotional development. The curriculum supports the children in developing the confidence to work with others, solve problems, and building friendships. If we move on to the third, which is Paget's pre-operational stages from 3 to 5. So I also drew inspiration from Paget's pre-operational stage, which describes children aged 2 to 7 as highly imaginative and focused on symbolic thinking. They learn best through hands-on exploration and pre-can play. This influences experiences like imaginative role play, storytelling and drawing, constructive play, sensory trace, and simple science experiments like a sink or a float. Like these activities support children in expressing ideas, building early reasoning skills, and developing creativity through concrete experiences. So if we go on to the weekly learning experiences, so this slide would highlight the examples of weekly learning experience that would include in my weekly plan. For example, the sensory ones support sensory play stations, which support language, cognitive development, and emotional regulation. Art and creative expression, develop fine motor skills, problem solving. Music and movement encourage rhythm, gross motor coordination, and joy, social joy. Numeracy provocations, obviously counting the shells, shapes, and hunts and puzzles. STEM exploration would be simple experiment, magnifying glasses, water play. Outdoor play would be climbing, running, balancing, and like building resilience. Group story time, so it would support literacy and imagination and communication. These choices are like strongly aligned with play-based learning in the EYLF. So if we move on to the next, it would be the learning environment layout. So the learning environment layout is designed as a third teacher, supporting independence and exploration. So the room layout is like a literacy corner, construction and block area, sensory table, art studio, dramatic play space, outdoor environment with climbing, nature, and calm corner for emotional regulation. These all like can be included. So the environment is intentional, accessible, and responsive, allowing children the freedom of movement of choice while supporting the learning across the EYLF outcomes. So for the supervision plan, my would follow the NSW ratio for this age group is like 1 educator to 11 children. I use active supervision strategies, including constant scanning the environment, strategic position, engaging with children when monitoring strategy, maintaining clear sightness, and support diverse needs to ensure that every child is safe, supported, and included. The supervision plan helps reduce risk, especially during transition, outdoor play, and sensory activities. So if we move on to the last slide of it, it would be the teaching and assessment strategies. It would be I would use a combination of intentional teaching and play-based learning, meaning I observe children's interest and then extend their thinking through modeling, questioning, and scaffolding. For assessment, I would include learning stories, anecdotal observations, jotting down points, photo documentations, checklists, and work samples. These assessments help track the progress, identify emerging skills, plan the future experiences, align with children's learning needs, and they also support the effective practice of the NQS quality areas. So overall, to conclude, I would say my curriculum plan integrates development theory, EYLF principles, the NQS expectations, and the learning needs for the 3 to 5-year-olds. The weekly program provides a balance of sensory, cognitive, social, and emotional creative experiences. So the environment, supervision strategies, and assessment ensure that the children feel safe, supported, and empowered as a capable learner. Thank you for having me.